Warren here, and I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Millionaire Cheat Code. And today's topic is avoiding toxic people. Oh, where do I even start? All right, I guess I'll start with some examples of my own life. Years ago, when I started becoming successful, I realized that all my friends were not successful, and I read in several different books that you are the equivalent. Your income is the equivalent of your top 5 friends' incomes. Now, if I were to take my top 5 friends back then and put all their incomes together, it averaged probably like $13,000, and sure enough, that's about what I was earning, and $13,000 a year. Now, when I started coming up, my friends didn't like it very much. When they wanted to party, I wanted to keep my nose in a book. When they wanted to play video games, I wanted to work on my business. They acted like I'm just chasing some stupid pipe dream. And the more successful I got, the more they were like kind of hating on me. Like they were starting rumors about me and just like all kinds of stuff. And they actually were, kind of abusive about it. It was really strange. You'd think they'd be like, yeah, Larry's becoming successful. That's the kind of friends I have now. Whenever I have a big success in my life, I have 20 really close friends who are like, yeah, get it, Larry, They're very supportive. So what I did over the years is I eliminated people out of my life who aren't supportive, and that included some family, which isn't easy. I had a family member the other day who I actually just helped her out. I just gave her, thousands of dollars to help her out. And, a month later, I was on the phone with her and she's like, oh yeah, you'd like this guy, Jeff, I'm hanging out with. He's into get rich quick schemes, just like you. And I'm like, get rich quick? Yeah. So I had a friend who I've known since kindergarten, right? We haven't hung out in a while, and we were Facebook friends. And every time I'd post something on Facebook, about once a week, he'd leave like some negative comment, like just really, like, why you gotta be negative? Eventually I just blocked him. I'm like, wow, I don't need that. So I'm gonna go kind of down the list of things that I look for in people, or I don't look for, but I find in people that to me makes them toxic people, and I avoid them at any expense. I'm very, very careful about who I let into my life and who my friends are. I've even had students where I've told them either, straighten your attitude out or get out of my program, and I kick them out of my program because they just have a bad attitude. They're not going to succeed anyway. I tried my best to help them. Come back when you get a better attitude. So I guess that's the first thing I look for or run across that I really don't care for, and that is a negative attitude. Negative attitude, for your own good, just have a positive attitude. I'll make a video about how to keep a positive attitude even when things look bad. But positivity is so important in life, and it affects everything. There's a book by David Schwartz called, what's that book called? The Magic of Thinking Big. And in The Magic of Thinking Big, like most of the book's just about keeping a positive attitude. Lo and behold, you find a way to keep a positive attitude, and positive things happen for you. It's so amazing how that works, So when I'm feeling negative, and nobody's perfect, I have my days where I'm negative too, but I find a way to turn it around. I sing to myself, or I find a video on YouTube that's going to cheer me up, and there's always, and then if something really bad's happening, I always just stop and think there's always someone who has it a heck of a lot worse than I do. My problem's little, So people who always have a negative attitude, they always have bad stuff to say. They put on bad Facebook posts about negative baloney, or, they talk smack about their friends or about me. I just scratch them right off the list. That negative mindset, it's toxic. I avoid it at all costs. Another kind of person I steer clear of, I try to help them sometimes, but sometimes it's easier just to steer clear, is someone with a victim mentality. Oh, why me? I'm always a victim. Nothing's ever my fault. I'm always the victim. This happened and that happened, and I feel victimized. Victim mentality sucks. It's so unhealthy for you. I don't need to be around that mentality. So if you have a victim mentality, I'm sorry, maybe we'll run across each other on Facebook or something. I'm definitely not going to hang out with you. The victim mentality is really bad. I think I already hit on criticize others. There's people out there who just like, you hear them in the grocery store all the time. Just like on the phone, they'll be like, oh, did you see Jennifer's hair? Oh my God, it's hideous. Just the dumbest shit to talk. Didn't your mom ever tell you if you don't have something nice to say about someone, just don't say it at all? You know, but isn't it just easier and better to find good things about people and compliment them on them, or tell your friend like, oh, you know, I noticed Joe, man, he seems like he's feeling a lot better. He lost some weight. He looks like he's doing really good. I heard he's got a new job. Good stuff. You know, good, positive, healthy stuff. I can't stand people who are disrespectful. Let's say that you and I are hanging out and you're disrespectful to someone else. That doesn't even fly. Like, it's just so, it's nasty. Why be disrespectful to anyone? You want respect, you have to give respect. You get what you put out, you get back, you know? And people always expect to be respected, but they don't want to respect other people, and that's despicable. Well, I thought that was going to sound funnier, but it just really didn't. All right. Let's see. People who are violent, obviously, that's just an obvious one. That comes with negativity. That's already covered. But I don't like people who are hot-headed, who try to get in fights, who yell at drivers passing by. You know, those are the same people who drive all stupid and have road rage and stuff. You have a mental, like, something or another going on in your own life that you need to fix, and I pray for you. You know, if you're violent and hot-tempered and stuff, that's not healthy for you. You're gonna, you know, stress yourself out and die, I guess. Or you're going to take a deep breath and realize that things aren't so bad and just stop being so hot-headed. That one's obvious. And then there are the people who we call energy vampires, and those are just people who just drain your energy. There are people who I've been around before who, like, when I'm done working with them, I just feel drained. They just drain me, and I don't know how they do it, but it's I guess there's a better definition, but I don't like having the life force sucked out of me by someone, and I know that sounds kind of surreal and whatnot, but it's real. There's this mental thing going on. Anyway, another kind of person I can't stand is liars, of course. Don't lie to me. Even if you're lying to someone else, don't, you know. I have people who come into my company and they overpromise things as an affiliate. They're selling my stuff and they're going to overpromise it, or they're going to, you know, act like they have all these big bonuses, or they'll, I don't know, they do weird stuff to sell shit. And my stuff's good enough that you don't have to lie to sell it. So if you ever see any of my partner programs or anything, one of the things I ask of people is that they keep it clean and they don't do any, they don't mislead people and they don't lie. Yeah, I just don't understand the whole process. People use lying as a defense mechanism, but if you're doing that like on a daily basis, then you're probably not living right if you have to make up lies to defend yourself. Now I'm going to discuss a technique for people who have to go to work at a job. And like, I used to work at a pizza place years ago, and I used to get yelled at over dumb shit like using fresh food, stuff like that. So this trick that I used to do, that I didn't make it up, I learned it from some law of attraction book. I don't remember whose it was, but I've carried it for years and I still use it to this day. If there's negativity going around, and I know it sounds cheesy, it sounds like some kind of weird hippie thing or something or whatever, but it is what it is. I call it the positivity bubble. I take a deep breath, and then I activate bubble, and all of a sudden there's this invisible force field around me. It's called the positivity bubble. Within this bubble, there's nothing but love and positivity, right? So this bubble, if there's negativity going on outside of it, it doesn't affect me because I'm inside the bubble. Not only that, but the negativity that's repelled by the bubble goes back as positivity. So whatever negativity bounces off of it, it comes back as positivity. It's really strange. It's a strange effect. And maybe it's just my attitude reflecting on the other party. But it works. The negativity just kind of like melts away, and the people can maybe just feel the love or something. I don't know. I don't know how any of that works, but it works. So the positivity bubble. Now, what does this have to do with success and everything else? If you want to be successful, you really need to stem the negative people from your life. I mean, I know it's hard. I won't even talk about like my close family. I have family members who I'm very close with, who I love, and I talk to them once every week or two. Why? Because they just always have some negative bullshit to say. I won't even get into it. It would become very emotional for me to talk about it. So maybe in another video, I'll go into like my story with my family. And it seems like as successful as I get, they still think I'm like messing around. Like, they still don't see me as successful. I could have the nicest car in the world. I was actually told once, I bought this really nice Audi, and I was told by another family member, oh, don't drive that because you're going to make so-and-so jealous, or they're going to ask questions about how you're making money or something like that. I'm like, well, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. And I drove my new car to this family event and nothing happened, which is great. So maybe they didn't see it in the parking lot. I don't know. It's nothing special. It's just a nice car. But it's just, it's weird shit like that. Like I said, that's another video. But if you want to start seeing success in your life or stay successful, you probably already know this, but avoid toxic people at all expense. Thank you for watching my video. Really quick note, I'd like to thank my friend Carnager. He gave me some advice yesterday, my friend from Amsterdam, amsterdamvideo.com. He used to do daily videos. He's back to it. It's really cool. His videos are a lot of fun to watch. I've been watching them for, God, years now, probably 5 years. And he seen my video yesterday, and it was very shaky because I filmed it on my cam, and I think I just like left Starbucks, so my hand's all shaking and my head's all shaking, and yeah, it was just it looked bad. And I would have never noticed it. I didn't upload it and then watch it. I kind of browsed through it to make sure I didn't mess anything up. And yeah, I added some effects, popped it on there, and then he said, you should stabilize the video because it would make it, easier to watch. And I'm sure all 3 of my viewers completely appreciate that. So there you go. Thanks, Carnager. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.